Yo, so we back. There's been an issue in multiple states and municipalities when it comes to African Americans legally carrying guns, getting pulled over, and still going to jail. So let's check out this video. This is actually out of Chicago, and we're going to react to it.
Constitutional right to carry a gun in the state of Illinois if you have the proper licenses. But some black gun owners say their rights are being violated. CBS News Chicago investigator Dorothy Tucker uncovered several cases where they were stopped by police and charged with felonies despite having everything in order, leaving them to pick up the pieces of their lives.
We did something that's never been done before, watermelon cheesecake.
A cheesecake tasting in the south suburbs. Louis McWilliams' dream is to grow his business.
It's gonna blow you away.
I like it.
All was good.
Oh my God, it's so good. I told you. This is like a Jolly Ranch.
Until this.
Right now, Mr. McWilliams.
I'm an entrepreneur. I have a company, a cheesecake company called Ann's Flavored Cheesecakes.
At the time of this interview, Louis faced a felony charge.
This has been very traumatic for me. I feel like my rights was violated.
His Second Amendment rights. Louis is an avid gun owner.
Just got me the AR top, one in the middle.
In April, Louis was pulled over on the south side, West 79th Street. He had a missing front plate.
Hey, yes, sir. How you doing, boss? Good, good.
The first thing he did, tell the officers he had a gun.
Okay, where's your firearm?
On my side.
Okay, you got your concealed carry license?
According to state law, in order to carry a legal gun in your car, you need a firearms license, better known as a FOID card, and a concealed and carry license, commonly called a CCL. This is Louis's card, and it's valid. That's what he handed the officers.
He looks at him. He said, okay, cool, this is perfect.
Only it wasn't.
Concealed carry, it didn't pop up.
Oh.
It didn't pop up on Leeds, the database operated by the Illinois State Police.
I need you to step out for me.
Police recommended Louis be charged with 2 felonies.
I can say right now, Mr. McWilliams, because we can't verify your concealed carry, okay?
And look here, prosecutors approved the charges.
He never should have been charged.
Irv Miller is a former prosecutor, once in charge of reviewing police cases.
So let me say this. Something like this has actually been going on in D.C. ever since Trump deployed the National Guard and the federal agents into D.C. So I've been hearing. I haven't, because of this, I haven't actually been going to D.C. as much, because I'm a concealed carry 2A type of guy. I'm licensed to carry in multiple states, and including D.C., the city. And what I've been hearing on social media through the grapevine is that, when you get stopped by the ATF, when you get stopped by these the FBI in the city, when they have roadblocks set up and checkpoints, there has been several things going on when it comes to, legal gun owners. I've heard people, even though they had the concealed carry license in DC, you don't get a physical license. They send you an email with the licenses attached. You're supposed to save them to your phone or whatever. You can print them out too if you want. But even though people have been having the licenses, I've heard 2 things that have been happening. They still bag you. You still go to jail. And of course, you end up getting out. And it sucks because in D.C., if you go to jail like on like a Friday or a Saturday, like you're in there till next week, right? And the other thing that I've been hearing is that even though you have the license, sometimes they'll say, okay, your license is cool, but they'll take your gun, right? So then you have to go and pick your gun up from wherever you got to pick them up at. I'm not a DC resident, so I don't have to, when I buy a gun, I don't have to go pick it up from whatever location. But that's the other thing that I've been hearing. Even if you are still licensed to carry, they'll take your firearm or they'll just lock you up. As if that license isn't valid just because they're federal agents in DC. And DC is federal land, but you're still able to carry in certain areas, obviously not within 1,000 feet of a school, or you're not supposed to carry in, an establishment that sells alcohol. You shouldn't be near the federal buildings, but anywhere else, right, you can carry, right? And from what I've been hearing, it's been the same thing in DC, the same exact thing. Now, I don't know if in DC, if your license is coming up in the system, but the way they're going now with the federal agents down in D.C., they're still locking you up or taking your gun if you have one in D.C. So it's just something that's unfortunate right now.
He showed them a valid CCL card. Not only did they see it, they actually took possession of it and inventoried it.
I haven't got the new one yet.
It's right there in CPD's inventory sheet. So why was Lewis arrested? That's a question we wanted to ask Superintendent Larry Snelling, but he declined an interview. So we reached out to state police because anytime an officer pulls over a driver who has a gun, the first thing they do is check the state's database to see if that driver has a valid FOID and CCL.
Oh, okay.
So here's the question we asked the state. If a driver like Lewis actually hands the police a valid CCL, but the officers don't see the information in the state's database, what should they do? The state replied, the officers should not take any law enforcement action as it relates to a potential FOID CCL violation. That's what Lewis expected, and what he was told later as he stood in a jail cell.
And if this comes back clean,
yeah, then they just let you go, apologize, and let you go about your day.
That's not what happened. Lewis spent 24 traumatic hours behind bars.
It was just deplorable. There were roaches falling from the ceiling.
all of this because of illegal everything.
Yeah, I can't tell you why.
I need somebody to tell me, man.
Worse than the jail conditions? A missed business opportunity.
That day, I had a meeting. Could not do the meeting that day because I was arrested. By losing that, I might have lost the franchise.
Lewis also lost time, lots of it. He was in and out of court fighting to get the charges dismissed, and his impounded car returned.
I know this is a system, so just hoping for the best results.
It wasn't until mid-June, 3 months after he was stopped, that the case was finally dismissed.
I'm very excited for him, but this is not the end.
Next step, more money spent to expunge the case, so his arrest won't show up in a background check.
Now, from experience, even if there is some sort of expungement, right, that arrest is still going to show regardless. It's not going to show for what, but it's definitely going to show, because I had an arrest one time in Virginia, and when I first got my Maryland concealed carry, my arrest came up. But even though that arrest in Virginia, or that charge in Virginia, was dismissed, the arrest still shows up, because I remember when I first applied for my concealed carry, the state police called me and they was like, "Hey, why were you arrested in Virginia on this date?" And this is back when I was in college. This was like 2006, 2007, right? And they asked about it. They was like, "What is this?" They was like, "Yeah, we can't see why you were arrested, but you were arrested," right? So I don't think that can exactly be expunged. It's still going to show up. It's just not going to show why, especially if it's like a federal background check, because like, even though I got a bunch of guns, certain firearms, I get delayed for it. Like, for example, if I wanted to go buy like an AR-15 or a shotgun, you can literally, if you have never been arrested and you're clean and you don't have like a very similar name to somebody that may have like a felony, you can literally walk in the gun store and walk out of there with that firearm, right? But anytime I buy a long gun, it gets delayed for a couple of days, because they gotta, I guess, try and figure out what that arrest was back when I was in college. Now, of course, with the handguns in my state, you gotta wait like, 5 days or 7 days before you can pick them up. That's never been an issue. But with the long guns, for me, it's always an issue.
And all of this for somebody who did nothing wrong?
Correct.
Your joy is a little bit...
Dampered, yes. Totally dampered, because now this is a much longer process.
It's nearly impossible to know how many drivers like Lewis are wrongly charged with unlawful gun possession that are later dismissed. Neither the CPD or the Cook County State's Attorney's Office track it.
Because we got to confirm whether it's actually valid or not.
We did find a handful of lawsuits accusing police of violating the rights of legal gun owners.
And I'm sitting in here in the back of a
squad car because my license expired, but I renewed it.
One of those, an irate Lucy Washington.
And it's not my fault that you guys didn't get it in your system.
I'm an entrepreneur, a loving mother. I do everything from real estate. Can't wait to get my guys in here to look at the floors, to rehabbing.
Traffic stop.
Here's Lucy's story.
Hi, I have something wrong with my back.
Yes. In December of 2023, she was stopped for failing to put on her turn signal. Without hesitation, she volunteers.
I am concealed and carry.
As a single woman, Lucy carries a gun for protection.
I have it.
My love, your CCL expired.
I know, but if you pull it up, it'll show that I already tried to renew it.
Lucy tries to explain that the email showing proof she renewed is on her phone.
My phone and fell.
Only she can't find it. This is the email from the state Lucy was trying to show the police. It says if you apply for renewal, you're eligible to possess a license.
Oh my God, are you serious? Can I please look for my phone? Please, give me like 5 more minutes to look for my phone.
And it sounds like the officers weren't going to accept the email under any circumstances.
But it's not in our system, Lucy. It's not in our system.
I freaked out, especially when I was told that I was going to be charged with a felony. I'm like, I can lose my broker license.
Like Lewis, Lucy's felony charge was eventually dismissed. She also got the case expunged, but she's still living with the trauma.
If you search a property that is in my name, my mugshot shows up next to it, it's embarrassing. You know, how do I explain to someone like, oh no, I was innocent?
If they did nothing wrong, again, why were Lewis and Lucy arrested? We posed that question to Phil Smith.
And I'm honored to testify today.
Smith is a president and founder of the National African American Gun Association. Membership, more than 50,000.
Outrage, anger, frustration, not again. Those are the conversations and statements that are going in my head when I hear about another black person being stopped illegally, being arrested illegally when they've had all their stuff together.
While there's no data that tracks race in these types of gun arrests, Smith points to America's disturbing history of black people with guns being unjustly killed by police.
If you look at other communities, they have firearms all over the place, and it's okay. They go to Macy's, they go to Walmart, they go shoot and hunt, and it's okay.
This is so ridiculous, bro.
I felt defeated, you know? I felt defeated. And I felt like nobody had my back.
I just feel like the rights that I've been given, the constitutional rights to have it, that the police officers didn't stand up for.
These cops, man, are killing me, bro.
Since the arrest, Lewis has been struggling to rebuild his cheesecake business. He blames police for the setback and plans to sue the department.
This shows that no matter how much you follow a system of which they create, they can still deem you wrong.
At this point, both Lewis and Lucy are still waiting to get their legally purchased guns back from CPD. Both the state's attorney's office and the state police declined to be interviewed. Dorothy Tucker, CBS.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I got multiple firearms. Like if they take one, like y'all could keep it. I got another one, but they most definitely should sue. Like that's a constitutional rights violation. What's probably going to happen is the state or the city is going to settle out of court and they'll get a big check. Easy. That's an easy one right there. But it's unfortunate though. You know, I definitely think that everybody should, legally carry because, fighting gun cases is, I have some friends that fought gun cases and they're very expensive to fight. But again, what sucks is, like I said before, that expungement thing, it doesn't really, it just expunges the why, but the arrest still shows, unfortunately. So hopefully, they get their check out of that. And, for anybody out there, most definitely, get you some carry insurance, carry legally, and keep a good lawyer on deck for stuff like this, because it does happen. We don't really hear about it too much, but I've been hearing about it a lot, especially in DC since the feds are on the ground. But it's very unfortunate, and it's just something, that we got to deal with. It's just another obstacle. But at the end of the day, just Keep it legal, stay dangerous, and stay legal. And that's just real.